Hey guys, I'm Tom the Tech Chap, and I've been lucky enough to get my hands on the new Honor 20 Pro, and so I want to give you guys a bit of an unboxing and a walkthrough of what's new on Honor's latest 2019 flagship phone. So this is the Honor 20 Pro, although there's also a non-Pro version and a light version. And I've got it in purple. That does look good. Putting the phone to one side for a second, in the box we get the usual gubbins including the charger, which is one of Huawei's 22.5 watt superchargers, a USB-A to USB-C cable, and a 3.5mm adapter, which means there's no headphone jack. First impressions, it's like the Huawei P30 and the Honor View 20 have had a purple baby. So as I'm sure you know, Honor is a sub-brand of Huawei, so you can't escape the comparisons with the P30, but there are a few areas where this does stand out, including the price, but I'll get to that later. So we get a 6.26-inch all-view display. It's a Full HD LCD panel, and like the View 20, it has a hole punch in the upper left corner rather than a notch. With a 91.7% screen-to-body ratio, I think all-view display is pretty accurate. It really is edge-to-edge, bar this tiny little chin at the bottom. It's a great looking screen, but we do miss out on a higher Quad HD resolution and also the more vibrant colors of an AMOLED panel on the higher-end P30 phones. Around the back, we have what Honor are calling a dynamic holographic design. Very fancy. I must admit, I really do like the look of it. It's not as over-the-top shiny as the View 20, with a more subtle gradient effect. Catch it in the light though, and the color does pop. Now I'll come back to that quad camera setup in just a second, but elsewhere we get stereo speakers, one on the bottom and one somehow squeezed into the top bezel, a USB-C port, dual SIM card slot, and interestingly a side-mounted fingerprint sensor that doubles as the power button. So far it actually seems really quick and reliable, but you also have the option of face unlocking if you prefer. So I think the 20 Pro is a good size, and it's just about usable one-handed. Plus, the glass body with these rounded corners makes it really comfortable to hold. Downsides? Well, there's no official IP water resistance rating, it doesn't support wireless charging, and there's no headphone jack, so that's a little bit disappointing. The specs are impressive though. We've got Huawei's latest Kirin 980 processor, 8GB of RAM, and 256GB of storage. And so as you would expect, this runs every app and game flawlessly, and combined with their GPU Turbo 3.0 technology that limits background activity and boosts performance in games like Fortnite and PUBG, this is a great option if you're a big mobile gamer. Software-wise, it's running on Honor's Magic UI 2.1, which is on top of Android 9. Right now, Huawei's EMUI and Honor's Magic UI are very similar, but they do have plans to separate the two and give Magic its own look and feel. But for now, if you've used a recent Huawei or Honor phone, you'll feel right at home here. If I'm honest, it's not my favorite Android skin, but it does feel fast and responsive. In terms of battery life, inside we get a 4000 mAh cell, which is a good size and means we should be looking at around a day and a half of use. And also, of course, with that supercharger, you can get from 0 to 50% in just half an hour. Now let's talk about that camera, which for me is one of the biggest selling points. It's a quad lens setup with a 48 megapixel f1.4 main lens. That's the widest aperture on any phone right now. An 8 megapixel f2.4 telephoto for 3x optical and 5x hybrid zoom. A 16 megapixel f2.2 ultra wide, plus a 2 megapixel f2.4 macro camera if you want to get up close and personal with your subjects. By default, the camera is set to 12 megapixels, but that's actually using Honor's 4-in-1 light fusion technology, fusing together the pixels from the 48 megapixel sensor. But you can actually go into the camera settings menu and choose to capture in full 48 megapixels if you prefer. And if you pick the option with AI Ultra Clarity, or if you just tap on the AI icon on the main camera app, this lets the phone use its AI for object and scene recognition to enhance photos, usually by increasing color vibrancy and sharpness to make it just a little bit more punchy. But you don't have to use this if you don't want to. Honor really has packed the 20 Pro with a ton of camera features. We get a dedicated night mode, AR lens for, well, doing this, up to 4K 30 video, Plus on the front, we can get some pretty great looking photos from the 32 megapixel f2 selfie camera. So there really is a lot to like here with the 20 Pro, but it all comes down to pricing. Now I'm actually filming this a few days before it's officially launched, and so I don't actually have confirmed pricing, although I would expect it to be between £600 and £700 here in the UK, but I could be wrong, so keep an eye out in the description as I'll update it with confirmed prices and also links to where you can buy it if you're interested. Now a quick mention of the recent Huawei, Honor, Google, US, China issue. I hate that politics has to get involved with technology, but Honor have confirmed the 20 Pro is Google certified. So right now, there aren't any issues with buying it. You will have access to all of Google's services, but going forward, we'll have to wait and see what the long-term impact is of this trade issue. But for now, I have to say I am pretty impressed with what the 20 Pro offers in terms of design, performance, camera quality, and also what we expect to be a very competitive price. But what do you make of the Honor 20 Pro? Would you be tempted to buy one? Let me know what you think of this in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video and you want to see more of my stuff, then make sure you hit that like and subscribe button down there and also tap that bell icon so you don't miss out on the next one. And I'll see you guys next time right here on the Tech Chap.